Hi everyone, and welcome to Teju TV, where we're uncovering ways for you to do less and live more. And today I'm coming at you with a career hack. This is a question I get all the time. People want to go to work and see the money, and they are always looking for, how do I ask for a raise? And it can be a really contentious topic. Going to your manager and sitting down in front of them saying, hey, Mr. Boss, I need more money, is really scary. How do you do it in an effective way where you are owning your value, demonstrating that value to your manager so that you have a big, huge, incredible chance of actually getting that raise? And there's a real art and a science to this. So what people don't realize is that asking for a raise is really a sales process. You have to go in to your manager, understand what their needs are. What types of gaps in the organization are they trying to really fill? What are the next projects that are going to drive revenue to the organization? So like any salesperson would do, you as the employee have to go in and demonstrate that value to your manager. And you also have to understand where your manager is in the overall cycle of the year. Is their budget due? Is there something that their boss has asked them to do that they have not been able to get done? And you could really serve as an asset in order to drive that project forward. If you're able to do your due diligence and research, which you should before you sit down and ask for the money, you will be and you'll have a more rich conversation about value that will help you get that raise. So let's go over the DNA of the script that you need to use in order to get your raise. And I call it the trifecta of proof. So there's three components to this script. After you've done your due diligence, you figured out where your manager is in the year, you figured out what they want. Maybe you found out that, hey, someone on your team is not picking up the slack on this project, and you can come in and really save the day. You want to sit down with your manager, schedule a meeting that you say is, hey, I want to go over a roadmap of what I've done for the year, and I want to talk about specific things that I've noticed that will push the organization forward. And that should be the tone of the meeting when you send it on their calendar invite, or when you ask them for their time in order to sit down. Because think about it, your manager's busy. They've got other things going on. They've got multiple people that they're accountable for. So they want to sit down with you knowing that you're going to come to them with solutions and value. And you've got to make sure that you're communicating that even from the invite that you send to them to set up that meeting. Then you want to deploy the trifecta strategy. So three things. You want to start off the conversation acknowledging that you are committed to the organization, thanking them for their time. Say, hey, super excited. I've learned so much over the last year of me working here, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it may be. And it's been super exciting. Here are the things specifically I have mastered. And using the word mastered is key. You want your manager to know that you have put in the work, the effort, connected with colleagues, use examples here in order to push your skills forward in a way that is very different than maybe the beginning of the year 2 years ago when you first started at the organization. You want to demonstrate to them that you are a curious individual and you're constantly looking for ways to up-level your skills so you can add value to the organization. So that first part, commitment and mastery. So, hey, awesome, I'm super excited about all the things that I've mastered. Here's how I've mastered some of them. So keep it detailed, but then succinct. Then you want to move on to the second part of the conversation where you communicate value, which is a key step. So you say, hey manager, since I've mastered this, here is the value that I brought to the organization. I have landed $2 million worth of deals. I have saved the company 33% of XYZ's budget from this segment of the business, whatever the value may be. I helped us drive 20% more traffic towards this audience. Figure out that value is, prepare this before you go into the meeting, and have all this documented so that you have a takeaway or you have a leave behind that your manager can take with them and review after you go for the ask. So really focus on demonstrating and communicating that value. Then you want to go into the third part of the process, the ask, or in sales, the close. And you want to, as you tee up this component of the conversation, you want to be a forward-thinking individual. Managers like people who are futuristic in the organization. And you want to say, hey, here are the things that I have identified that we need to work on. If we deploy this project, it would save us 30% of what we're spending right now in procurement. if we finish and close this out, it would help us win this award. And it would be incredible if, as a department together, we were able to achieve that. And I've noticed that no one is spearheading this, and I would be the one that wants to champion this project, move it forward, whatever whatever the project or the ask looks like. So you want to be future thinking and communicate that you've identified a gap that's going to benefit the organization, and you're the one that can add the value to move that thing forward. So you go for that ask and you say then, however, one of the things that's really critical to me, and I've done a bunch of research in the marketplace, for someone leading this type of project, here is what they're commanding in the marketplace. And I think that we can collectively get there. What I'd like to propose is a bump in my base pay, or however you're paid, or a bump in my hourly, and some type of bonus structure where if I exceed these goals, which would net XYZ amount of money to the bottom line of the organization, if I exceed these goals, then I also get this additional compensation. So come up specifically with the financials of what you want and tie that back to you doing the work, driving more value, and being a top performer. So again, the 3 parts are communicate mastery, talk about the value that you've been able to add to the organization as a part of that mastery, then go for the futuristic value-added close. Hey, here's where we need to be. I'm the person for the job, and I want you to help me tie my salary to me working on driving this initiative forward. That is the way to ask for a raise at any time. Figure out specifically what your organization needs. Make it about your manager and your organization, and communicate that the financials will help you to get there. So guys, really straightforward. Practice a few times and make sure that you've done your research and your due diligence before you sit down for that conversation. Create that takeaway. Outline those 3 points so that your manager can take that back to their desk, review it. Even if they don't agree on the spot, they can review it, and they'll have those key bullet points saying, hey, this person has driven $2 million in additional accounts. This person has been instrumental in this, and I do think of the person for the job. It makes sense to give them an extra 10, 20,000, 30,000, whatever it may be, dollars for a project that's going to net the organization $3 million, $4 million. If you have those ROI figures, then the ask becomes really crystal clear, and it would behoove the manager to not make and take those next steps. So again, we'll have the script online, linked under the show notes, so you can copy this and practice it a few times. Good luck in asking for that money. You're worth it. You're valuable. You're an asset to your organization, to the business that you're working for. So don't be afraid. It doesn't hurt to ask. Thanks for watching this episode. If you know someone that has said, hey, I am overdue for a raise. It's been 5 years since my last raise. I really could use some additional money. I really want to stretch my skills. Share this video with them. Help them to get the confidence that they need to ask for the money that they deserve. And don't forget to tune into Teju TV. We've got a ton of fresh episodes giving you the shortcuts, the hacks that you need in order to live your optimal life. Till next time, guys, have a good one.